Okay, now see here one button, translate button. That button is part of your TTK themed TK interface button. Okay, it is not part of TK. If you write here TK, you will not get, okay, because TK interface, it doesn't have any, okay, it is also having a button. But if you want to provide a themed means colorful, very extra, looks, okay, so provide TTK. But because this is part of your button is part of both TTK and themed TK enter and TK also. Okay, now same, it is part of root, whatever this text you want to see over this button. Where is that button? This is translate. If you want to change, if you change, click over here, please click. So you will be, whatever the text you write here, that will be shown. Please click here, please click. Okay, otherwise translate. So suitable name, always we need to give a suitable name. Translate is the very suitable. Translate is very suitable. Okay, and this, under this command, we need to keep the name of that function. So function written for, whenever you click on that button, this is the function name. So under the function name, try block, except block, object created for this class, and how to take. Okay, how to take means what, to translation. This method is the translation method of translator class that will be called by the object, translator object. Okay, to convert the source language into destination language. Okay, so before the translation, after the translation, whatever the text inside of the text box, that is to be deleted, and new text will be inserted by this method. Okay, next, see, next command button. This is the code written for same as input text box, the same code written for output text box, and this much of height and width both have been given for this output text box, and that is called as this, like, okay, you want to keep your name, there's no any matter, it is just a variable to call this text box. Okay, so that in further I can call this text box with this name. You can keep Vasu, your name XYZ, doesn't matter. So that once variable, so variable dot pack to keep this output text box inside of the application window. Okay, if you change, everywhere you need to change translated text, trans underscore, okay, trans underscore text. If you have written like this, so it will give error. Why? Because you need to change this also, trans, okay, underscore text. There is no any problem. After this is the main function which is used to run this application. Okay, that moment I was discussing how to write the code for the text boxes. Text box means, as I told you, that TK is your TK interface. Okay, dot text. Root is compulsory, I told you that. Why? Because this text box, list box, combo box, labels, all the part of your main application window. Main application window, this is the code I have written, main application window. So that is called in further root. Depend upon the name I have given, root I have given. If you keep your name Vasu, my name somewhere Teja, so every time you need to mention here whatever the name you call that application window. So this is the input text box. Okay, and pack method compulsory to keep the text box inside of your application window. Okay, and this total code stored in this variable. It depend upon you. If you want to keep X, if you want to, you can keep X. Okay. Text box for input. Okay. Now if you want to X, okay, if you keep X, so there's no any problem. You need to call this as X. Okay, there's no any problem. No any, you still your code will be run, your box. Okay, over this box, if you want to keep any name for label, like this label, if you want to create, so we need to provide a label here. Okay, so this is what text box for input. So X is, there's no meaning, so simply you call this as source, otherwise input box. So input box, you call this as input box input. Okay, so if it is input, it is input. Okay, now this is for output, translated output. So trans underscore text, otherwise you keep as output, trans output. Okay, depend upon your name, whatever the name you are keeping. If you have kept this trans output, means translated text output. Okay, accordingly you need to call this as, okay, same. So two text boxes, the two input text box, this is the output text box. Okay, so, and this is the code written for main loop, means it runs the application until the user will not close, until you will not click on here. So this will be main application window will be run. Whenever you click on here, it will closed, it will be closed. If you click on, it will be minimized. Okay, over the taskbar. Okay, now come to the code. Okay, now if you want to keep any label for your input box, so label, where is label? This is the code. You copy this. Okay, just input box, then after input, just before the input box, you keep that and paste, and you change this. What is the name? Keep some word name for that input box. Okay, you simply keep input box. Okay, so whenever you run this code, see over this just input box name, input box. Okay, if you want to keep more space over this, so you come here, pad over y-axis, input box, you have kept the input box paddy 20. Okay, if you want to keep one more label for output box, copy this one. Where is your output? This is the output box. Before this, you keep, copy this code and paste here. So if you want to change, if you want to keep whatever the name, output box. Okay, one more label will be displayed just over the output box as output box. This is the input box, label input box. This is the command button, translate. Okay, so this is the target language. The list will be displayed. These are codes. Okay, this is over, and whatever you have written, that will be changed to here. Okay, so this language you have typed here in English. If you select for Telugu,